morning, YouTube. How are you? Hope you're having a great morning. It is a beautiful morning here in Oregon. The sun is already shining. It's already like 65, 70 degrees. It's probably going to be a hot one, but for now, it's not too hot. So I wanted to sit down and do a react to Neo Tarot's newest Foodie Beauty reading. And it was quite interesting, especially the ending. The ending was wow, just wow. So I did a tarot reading on Foodie last night. It was really interesting because I was trying to tap into Foodie's energy, and the word that kept coming through was triumphant. Anybody who was in my reading last night, in the beginning, you heard me say the word that I'm feeling from her. The feeling that I'm feeling from her is triumphant. I don't know what that pertains to. I don't know what that means, but she feels like she's gotten some sort of victory. And that could mean any number of things, but she's feeling very triumphant. For some reason, that word just popped into my head, triumphant, like she won something. Although in Foodie's world, what she wins usually isn't worth anything, but she's feeling that way. She's definitely feeling that way. But usually when there's the feeling of triumph, there's also the backside of it, which is there's a fall, and then she has to start all over again. Like that is part of the Chantal cycle. So I wanted to react to Neo's reading and give my thoughts to what she has to say. And I would like to recommend all of you check out Neo Tarot. She's done many readings on Foodie, on Salah, even on Natter. And she's very, very good. She does great private readings as well. I've never had one. I do want to get one in the future. And if I'm going to go to anybody for a reading, it's going to be Neo. So if you want to check out Neo, look down below in the video description and you'll see the video link and follow it to her channel. She does many other readings on many other different people, such as celebrities and actors and singers. And I've checked out a few of them and they are all great. Like she's very insightful on a lot of people, not just on Foodie and Salah and Natter. So I was just sitting here this morning and I just put some Florida water on me. Love for the Murray and Lannon Florida water cologne. This is some of the stuff that I use to cleanse. I'm not sponsored by this company. I'm just recommending it because I like using it. I've been using it for years. So yeah, put some of that on me. I feel a bit refreshed and it's time to get into the reading because I want to read this one with Neo with a sense of calm. And my cat is starting up with the cabinet. Okay, we're back and let's get into the reading. Let's do this. Oh, I got to share the screen first. It's early in the morning. It's fine. I'm just waking up. But I'm waking up to Neo Tarot, so that's always a good thing. Okay, let's get into it and let's see what Neo has to say.
Hey y'all, hey, let's get into this intuitive reading, this intuitive message, this tarot card reading, tarot card message for Foodie Beauty. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. Okay. All right. So someone sent me a message and was like, get in here. So let's get in. All right. Spirit is acknowledging that there's an energy of her feeling very naive or being very naive, filled with obliviousness, inexperience, gullibility, study, and apprenticeship is needed. And this is affecting the throat chakra and the heart chakra, her being very gullible, her being very naive, and or acting like that. And the reason why I say that is because I do see lipstick on the pig here. Spirit is acknowledging that in this area, she is trying to get away, go away, act like I'm not dealing with that issue right now. I do see what looks like a beach or an island of some sort. So she may be talking about that she's traveling, taking a mini vacay, just doing something, trying to get away and go away from the situation. This does involve a water sign, or it could just be emotional for her. But I do see very little solar plexus energy. So it feels like there's very little that she can do about this situation. Hence why she's saying she's naive and she's being gullible and I just didn't know, right? And so there's this energy of what's the rush, waiting, inspired action only, trust, relax, and allow the flow.
Okay, just a few thoughts to what you just said, Neo. So as someone that I've been reacting to Chantal for quite a long time, watching her behaviors, Over the course of time, she's had different partners, and her persona changes per partner. She's never the same person. Whatever the guy is, whatever he likes, she likes. Whatever he hates, she hates. She does whatever it is she needs to do. She acts however she needs to act to be accepted by that man, to be let into his world, and to hang out with him. The person that she is today with Salah is not the same person that she was when she was with Natter, or she was with BB, or even Pete's. The persona that she's adapted to be around Salah, it's very, very odd, very strange. Salah is a younger man. She's 40. He's in his 30s. And for some reason, she has decided that the best way to be around this man is to act in a very, very immature way. And when I say that, I mean acting very, very childish, talking very, very childish, extreme childishness going on there. She didn't talk that way with any of her other partners, but she is very manipulative when she does that. Like when she was with her partner, Pete, every so often to get her way or to get him to do something, she would talk almost in a baby voice, like if she wanted something out of him. Example, Pete, can you go get the food for me at the front door? She would do that to him. But then after that moment of manipulation using the baby voice, she would go back to, acting like more of an adult. But with Salah, that persona is on all of the time. Example, one of her more recent live streams, she was not only talking in a babyish voice while he was there, and it's always when he's there that she does it the most. She not only talks in the baby voice, but she'll talk almost like a 4-year-old would talk, like her talking to the cat. You don't want me to touch your bell bell? I want to touch your bell bell. You only let dad touch your bell bell. I mean, it's so weird to hear that from a 40-year-old who's never talked like that. I feel the childish persona and the childish voice, it's not who she really is. It's the persona that she puts on in a way to be younger than he is, to maybe be accepted by him. He's a bit childish and immature himself. So to match him, to join him in the partnership, she has to be childish too, immature too. Also, by her acting childish, I feel it's a tactic to where he doesn't get angry with her over certain things. She gets out of trouble that way. That way she can pull the "it wasn't me, I didn't know, I'm naive" card and get away with it. Chantal's very calculated. Very calculated. And it goes beyond telling lies to people. It goes beyond hurting people. I mean, she has a closet of different masks that she puts on and different personas that she puts on when she wants to get her way. And depending on the person, she looks at the person, she sizes them up, and she realizes, oh, I have to use this mask over here to be around them and to get what I want from them. Like her manipulation goes all the way back to childhood. She's been doing this since she was a child. It goes back that far and that deep. So Salah's childish, and so she acts childish to be accepted by him, to get away with things with him, to put off this air of I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm doing. He won't be on guard. He won't be looking for anything. And when his back is turned, she can get away with more. So that's my take on it.
Spirit is also acknowledging that there's lipstick on a pig in this situation. So, like, to sum it up, Spirit is like, yeah, but you're lying. You're lying about all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is affecting the throat chakra and the heart chakra. I see that this is in the area of passion. She needs to get grounded, and the intuition is on the bottom. Intuition is the third eye, and the third eye is usually at the top. So it's imbalanced. It's upside down, for lack of better words. Spirit is acknowledging that this has to do with artificiality, lies, denial, cover up, trickery, superficiality, frivolity, foolishness, and taking a closer look. Spirit is acknowledging that this this
Can I say something about her being connected to her lower self, her lower chakras? What's interesting about that, Neo, is that there's somebody else that I talk to regularly, a friend of mine, a man who does tarot as well. What's interesting about what you just said is not too long ago, we both did readings back and forth on Chantal, and he went into detail. And he even said in his reading that she is very much connected and plugged into her lower base self, her lower chakras, her thoughts, her feelings, her movements. It's all connected to her primal self. Like that, she's very hedonistic. She doesn't listen to the higher self. She doesn't listen to the inner voice. It's all about the base needs, the primal. I keep hearing primal. She's very primal, very much just like that. The primal self, uh, almost animalistic. That's Chantal's. Like this, the higher self is cut off. It really can't communicate with her. It can't help her because she doesn't want to listen. She's plugged into that lower self, that lower chakra of her wants, her needs, herself, the primal urges. That is who she is. And it's interesting that you're bringing that up because this person bring that up as well. Like that the higher self has no chance because the door is shut and the door is locked, and it's going to stay locked as long as she keeps ignoring it.
together has something to do with fooling someone, tricking someone, scheming someone, scamming someone. Not my business, not my problem. Okay? Foodie Beauty, current energy.
Also, Neo, again, I hate to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. The reading that I did last night, I felt it was incomplete. I'm going to redo mine today because I felt like I didn't go far enough and I kept getting distracted. And that's on me. I did it late. I feel like I didn't do a good enough job. So redo. But I kept getting Foodie operates like this. She is someone that she doesn't close doors when she needs to close doors. When a situation is bad, when a person is bad, she doesn't recognize it and say, okay, enough, and close the door and walk away. She is someone that she very much needs somebody. Spirit just told me that she very much needs someone to be around all the time. She can't literally function alone. She doesn't know how. So she keeps all the doors open. I kept seeing this in my head of a person standing between two doors with a hand on each door, keeping it open, unwilling to close a door that needs to be closed. You know, and I kept seeing multiple men in my reading last night. Multiple male cards kept coming up, all kinds of cards. So there is definitely a lot of male energy, but the feeling of, okay, I'm keeping both doors open because if one door does close, I've still got another one open and I can walk through that. So she's all about keeping connections going, even when the connections are bad, just because she needs some sort of connection. She needs some sort of partner. Even if all the options are wrong and rotten, it's all she's got. So she's got both hands on both doors, keeping them open, and not out of love. This is not a case of, I love both men and I don't know what to do. Chantal is not a person of true, honest love. She is all about need. When she says, I love you, what she really means is, I need you. But to seem more generous and to even fool herself, she says, I love you. But what she gives is not love. What she means is, I need you to be here. I need you to go get my food. I need you to be my companion. I need you to be my caretaker. I need you to stand by my side and validate for me in front of the entire world that I'm worth something and that I'm wanted. She's not looking for the validation inside and cultivating that. It's all about, I need artificial invalidation. I need inflated validation. That's really not worth anything because the meaning and the thought and the emotion aren't there, but still it counts for something in her eyes. So she's going to hang on to it because that's all she's got. If she worked harder, she would have more. She would have the true validation and the true love, but she doesn't work for it. So it's like, okay, it's the picture in my head that I'm getting right now is someone who wants a honest, true apple to eat, right? They want to eat an apple, a real one, grown off the tree. They want to possess an apple, but yet they go to the store, there's no apples. But they see a plastic apple sitting on a shelf and they say, oh, you know what? I want an apple. I can't find the real one. I can't procure the real one. So I'll take a plastic one instead just to say I have an apple. That's the picture in my head. The real one is out of reach. You're not willing to work on yourself to get the apple. You're not willing to do the research on what it takes to get the apple. So you see something that looks exactly like what you want. You pull it towards you and you go, okay, that's enough. That is Foodie to a T. Ready to accept the artificial and the plastic because it's easy and because it's there versus saying, what do I have to do to get the real thing? To be satiated and content versus settling for something and then not being content with it. But I got it in my hand, so it counts for something. That is so her.
Thank you, Spirit. See, there's that third eye again. There's this energy of perception and intuition, using it subconsciously. She is strong-willed. She is a protester. She is a nonconformist, and she is the opposition. She is a rebel. So, in one energy, it's like you're trying to use your third eye and you're tapping into your higher intuitive self. But in the other energy, subconsciously, who you really are is an op, a protester, a nonconformist, a rebel. Okay, Spirit is also acknowledging that there's a lot of unknowns in the middle of the deck. So now it makes me feel like there's some mental issues, mental health issues, mental imbalance. Everything is scatterbrained, crazy, and juggling, sending her love and light. Spirit is also acknowledging rebellion. This is because she's rebellious. She is fearful and she is unbalanced. Okay.
Okay, as far as the higher self and tapping into your intuition, for anybody who is listening, all human beings, we have our spiritual self inside of our physical self. We all have intuition. Some people are more tapped into their intuition than others. But for someone that may be watching this, that you're like, well, my intuition is not strong, I'd like to give you some hope and let you know that even if your intuition at this moment is not strong, you can cultivate it to be stronger. So, how do you do that? By trusting your intuition. Your intuition can sense things that you may not understand. You may not have an explanation for, but they are there to guide you. Those feelings are there to guide you and to help you. You got to trust that intuition. If you meet someone and you can't explain it, but immediately right off the bat, you don't know why you don't like them, that's your intuition kicking in and warning you about something. Your intuition is picking up maybe something in their energy that you are not aware of, but maybe later on you'll figure it out. But at that moment, your intuition is saying, this person does not belong in your world. Maybe the intuition is picking up they are not a good soul and you need to stay away. Or if you're in a place and you don't feel comfortable, you don't know why, but you feel uneasy. You get a sense of foreboding, like We need to get out of here. That is connected to intuition. Everything you might want to know, you already know. It's just that you're not trusting yourself yet. But if you develop your intuition, you will be more sufficiently guided to, you'll trust yourself, you'll pay attention to the warning signs, and you might avoid people and situations that bring pain and suffering into your life. So if you're someone and your intuition is not strong, maybe that's connected to a sense of nervousness and not enough confidence in yourself. You don't trust your gut, you don't trust your intuition. Trust it. It knows what it's doing. The intuition, I feel it's connected to we are part animal, like we are part mammal, like we eat meat and all that. But intuition is kind of an animal instinct. Like we pick up energy and we can't explain it, but we still pick it up, which leads us to feelings of, why do I feel this way? I'm around this person and I don't like them, or you get around someone and you like them immediately. I mean, pay attention to all that stuff. It matters. But Foodie, she wants to tap into the higher self. I'm not sure if it's because she wants to put it to work and get influence over people, manipulate people. But if you are strictly in your lower chakras, where you're completely divulged and obsessed with your primal needs, how can you possibly reach the upper chakras that can come in and give you guidance? It's you're not plugged into the right chakras to get the results you want. It chaos. You can't get your intuition through chaos.
Moving in, Spirit said there's something else. Moving in love and light. I say to the ancestors, I say to the universe, she is mean, unemotional, rude, with a lack of empathy. She has health issues,
Yeah.
health issues concerning to eating habits. She needs to focus on healthy eating habits. She needs to see a nurse and a doctor. She needs to exercise. She needs to go to a medical school, some type of facility to assist her with her health issues. She needs to get alignment, and she needs to get a checkup on her heart and her mental health. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit says something on the bottom of the deck. She is drowning in her emotions. I see a beach again. Second time it references a beach. Emotional and or could just be a water sign, but there's things that have just not been explored in regards to the depths of her emotion and why she feels like she's drowning in her emotions. Spirit said, or drowning. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. Unpredictable, sending her love and light. She is unpredictable. Okay. All right, and this is around this energy of a soulmate, a trauma bond. So these two are bound. An unconditional feels like a twin flame. Okay, and Spirit is saying that they need to seek balance. And look, the twin flame card is right there. They need to seek balance. They need to focus on care and respect. They need to reciprocate. They need to get grounded. All right, and Spirit is saying that this is in the energy of a twin flame, a contract. Okay. This is a twin flame. This is star-crossed lovers. This is karmic debt. You need to get balance in that energy. Somebody in this relationship likes it kinky. They like to mix things up. They like to fulfill their fantasies, and they're stuck in the past around this energy because this is a karmic life. This is a karmic debt. Okay.
It's hard to know which one it might be because Chantal she's got energy going towards Salah and she's got energy going towards Nader, and both of them are very similar in different ways. So I'm not quite sure, like the karmic debt soulmate, if Salah is the one or Nader is the one. It's so confusing. It's so confusing.
This feels like negative energy. Okay. They're clinging to each other because this is past life energy on it, past karmic debt contracts. And so I've always said this, clear, cancel, and release. Rip the contract so that you can move forward in life. But if you continue to hold on to it, if you believe in reincarnation, if you believe in the next life, you better guarantee it they're going to do it again. Okay.
And the problem with Chantal is that she's a very clingy person. She doesn't know when to let go, when she should let go. You could have every warning sign in the world in front of her face surrounding her. She won't let go. And I think part of that is because she doesn't build a new road to get away from whatever it is that's bad for her. She's bad for her, but she surrounds herself with people that are also bad for her. And I keep hearing this in my head right now. It's all I've got. Her way of thinking is, this is all I've got. These people are all I have. Like her pool of what she can reach from and what she can grab from, it's very, very small. And she's like, I feel, I see a picture of her cupping her hands together with that little bit of water inside, saying, this is all I've got. And I can't let it go. She's not willing to pull her hands apart, let the water splash on the ground, and say, you know what? This was all I've got. This was all I had. But I'm going to go back to the well and get more water, because there's always more water. I'm going to put my bucket in and get a fresh pail of water that tastes better, looks better from that well, because that water that I was holding in my hands, it wasn't right. I'm going to let it go. It's not worth hanging on to. But the well is right next to her. It's just right across the field. She doesn't want to walk across the field and put her bucket down and get the water out. No, she wants to just hang on to that little bit of water and say, this is all I've got. And I know I've got it. I know for sure that I've got it. I don't know if I walk across to that well, there's going to be any water inside. And I don't want to find out. So I'm going to protect that little bit of water that's in my hand. And the water that I'm talking about is the world that she's created with Salah, with Natter. She worked really hard to get these two men under her thumb, to get influence with them, to be an influence in their life and being a presence in their life. And she wants to keep it that way. She doesn't want to let them go. Spirit is trying to tell her, the things that you're hanging on to are not worth hanging on to. Like I keep getting the picture of the hanged man from the tarot in my head. Like, she's, in a word, in a sense, not in a literal sense, she's hanging herself. She is restricting herself from the happiness that she could have by hanging on to something that makes no sense. Like, you're hanging on to the bad things versus looking for the good things. You are restricting yourself. You are, in a sense, hanging yourself, making yourself stuck to where you can't move. And there's no need for that. Life is all about choices. If you've made bad choices, you can make better ones. And if you make better ones, it'll give you some of the rewards that you're looking for. But I keep seeing the rope around the throat, which cuts off the throat chakras, the higher self. So you are restricting yourself, Chantal. You're hurting yourself. You're restricting yourself. You're binding yourself. And that needs to stop.
Spirit said because they're locked in key. She owes him, he owes her. Not my business. And this does affect the heart chakra, because in this contract, they are bound, they are burdened, they are quiet, they are silenced, and there are secrets. This is a very closed-minded energy. It's outdated and it's aged. I don't know what the age difference is between them, but Spirit is saying there's an age difference. There's also childish energy. Someone is defensive, foolish, a juvenile, and immature. Okay? Not my business. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Not my problem. When it comes to Foodie Beauty's finance.
Okay, Spirit is telling me to say this. If you surround yourself with people in friendship, or if you choose a partner, the people that you surround yourself with, if they are the right people, they bring you up. They don't hold you down. They don't encourage you to be down. You don't have to dumb yourself down to be around them. You can be free to not only be yourself, but if you surround yourself with the right people, they will lift you up or help lift you up. Or if you want to go up, they're not going to be jealous. They're not going to be insecure. They're going to applaud you moving up in the world, and they'll stick with you. So Chantal, right now, she's around Salah, and he's a younger man. He's immature. She can't even be a 40-year-old woman around this man. To try to fit in with him, in her mind, she feels like she has to act like a child. She's dumbing part of herself down to be with him. She's a 40-year-old woman. She can't act like a 40-year-old woman. Chantal has always been immature. That is absolutely true. Don't know why that is, but she's always been on the immature side. But her being around Salah has been detrimental to her just maturing. I'm not saying it's entirely his fault. She can act whatever way she wants. She's making these choices, not him. But being around this younger man has definitely been a negative influence in her thinking, in her acting, the way she moves, the way she talks, and it shows. It absolutely shows. And yet she won't let go because, like I said earlier, like she's like, this is all I got. This is all I have. I have these two men in the palm of my hand, and I got to hold on to them, even though neither one is worth anything, even though neither man is that man that they are interested in lifting her up and her being at her best. It's all she's got. And she doesn't know how to procure better or more or quality. She's going for quantity. And maybe that speaks of her lower self, her lower chakras, like the primal needs. I don't know. But she wants better, but yet she's not interested in making herself better to go after better.
What's the tea? Okay. Spirit said, be smart with your money. There's another career that is waiting for her on the bottom of the deck. Stop overspending.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with Chantal not overspending and being smart with her money. She's so impulsive, Neo. Oh my goodness. She is so impulsive with her money, girl. She gets money in her hand and she feels like it's going to burn a hole in her pocket. So she's got to spend it as fast as she can. Like she gets bored. She goes shopping on Amazon. She'll order 10 times a day from takeout. Oh my goodness. This woman cannot save. And even when she works, she's working more than normal. The money that she makes goes for things that are not good for her. Absolutely not good for her. You give her a couple $100, she'll spend it all on takeout, on fast food, because that's what she loves. And if you don't give her what she wants, she throws a temper tantrum. And you'll give her what she wants just to shut her up. I mean, she's just that one.
In the middle of the deck, there is something that she is paying off. I don't know what it is, but there is a debt that she is trying to pay off. So Spirit is acknowledging
that her bankruptcy,
that there is some hard work paying off. She's working hard to pay off some form of debt.
Yeah, and I kept seeing that the last couple of readings I did, Neo, that there is an energy of it's go time. Saw it last night that there's an emphasis on both sides for making money. Salah, he's interested in making money. He wants that money in hand. Chantal's, she's making money. Her mind is on the money. Her old pattern was she would just screw off most of the month. And the last couple of weeks, she would do stuff and make money and just get by. That energy has changed. For some reason, it has changed. Now there is like a feeling of it's go time. There's no time to muck about. We got to make money. And I don't know if that's where the feeling of being triumphant is, but the way she's going about making money is hurting her health badly. Like the method that she's chosen, the path that she's chosen, it's just really, 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 really bad for her. But in Chantal's mind, if she's making money, she's being successful, even if it affects her health badly.
Something else in the middle of the deck. Dust it off and try again. This energy of her keep trying over and over. She's not getting the answer that she wants or the result that she wants. So I say dust it off and try again, okay?
And that's part of the Chantal cycle. She doesn't research anything. She doesn't look for a true path where she can find success, at least for a long while. It's always about the get rich quick schemes, easy money in hand right now with almost no work, trying to rip people off, scam people. And that's why everything she tries, it just falls flat. She doesn't really apply herself. She doesn't work hard the way that she should, the way that she could. She knows what she needs to do, Neo. I know you picked that up. She's not stupid. She acts like she's stupid. She acts like she's stupid to get people off her case and to give herself some breathing room. If people get mad at her, she will say whatever it is she needs to say to make them shut up for the moment, to give herself some breathing room so she'll be left alone. But there's no blueprint that she puts down to make a true path with hard work that will yield much reward. It's just, here's the picture I get in my head, like grabbing at that money like this. Like, oh, it's over here, grab it. Oh, it's over here, grab it. Like grabbing at things quickly to bring them to her versus sitting down and making a plan that actually works. That may take a while, but once it hits, it hits. So she comes up with these harebrained ideas, thinking, oh, this is going to work, this is going to work, this is going to work. And then it doesn't work. And it's like, okay, back to the drawing board. At the same time, she acts stupid. She's not a good person. She knows what she needs to do, though. She's been told, even without being told, she knows. It's just that what she knows to be the true path, she does not want to do, because those paths that she needs to pursue would require commitment and dedication and hard work to better her health. Woo, that is going to be a long, hard path to get on top of her food addiction and her food obsession. Woo, that by itself is going to be one heck of a battle. And I know, because I've been through it. Ooh, it sucks, but it's worth it. She's motivated by reward. And I know that Chantal watches these reacts that I do to you. So here's what I'd like to say to her. Chantal, you're all about self-gratification and self-reward. Some rewards, some of the best rewards, do not revolve around food. Some of the best rewards take a little longer. That hard work you put in, it pays off later. But when it pays off, the payoff sum is grand. Getting on top of food addiction, it gives you a freedom like you couldn't believe. Being free of being on that roller coaster is amazing. To not have your thoughts consume the food all the time. Going through the cycles of the cravings and the eating, and then you eat and then you feel guilty and ashamed and embarrassed and angry, and then back to the beginning again. It's so nice to get away from that, to be in control of food versus food being in control of you. I can't even explain that feeling to you. You have to experience it for yourself to know what I'm talking about. But you put yourself on that hamster wheel, and you're the only one that can truly get yourself off. Salah can't make you stop eating. He can't get on top of your problem. You got to take the first step. You've got to do it. You're controlled by your cravings. You're controlled by your impulses. You're controlled by your food addiction. You're controlled by all the wrong things. You are not in control of yourself. Those things that are destructive inside of you, they have control of you. They are your master. You're being submissive to all of that. Let that sink in. You being the control freak, you're fooling yourself. You're letting things inside of you, negative urges, negative energy, dominate you. They've been dominating you for years. And you don't want to acknowledge that. You really, really don't. But that's what's up. But once you say, hey, I want to be in control, I want to drive, and you kick all that stuff to the back seat and say, get out. You're no longer riding with me. I'm driving this thing and I'm driving alone. The freedom, the happiness you feel, the peace, I can't put it into words. It's priceless. Absolutely priceless. Maybe one day you might feel it, maybe not. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just letting you know you're missing out on the bigger rewards by running away from the work that you know needs to get done. You know it needs to get done. But you're lazy and you're putting it off and you're getting older now and you know you need to do it. And the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. So pick a path. But if you're going to pick a path, might as well pick a good path, not a bad one.
Something she's trying to pay off. It doesn't feel like it's working, so she just keeps trying. Okay, Foodie Beauty, current energy. Bonds is in reverse. 2020. Look at the significance of the back. A spirit says something happened in 2020. Now, it might be is this.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm seeing it, Neo. I'm seeing it. Oh, girl, I didn't even see this the first time I watched the video. Now I do see it. Oh, the upside down heart. Oh my goodness. Wow. Was this when she was with Natter? I can't remember the timeline exactly. Was this the time when she was with Natter? I can't remember exactly when they started talking and when they ended. I'm gonna have to go research, but I just keep getting a feeling this is when the whole thing with Natter happened.
Miscommunication, crossed wires, misinformation, illusions, and fakes, lack of community, isolation, and destruction. Okay,
Ooh.
interesting. Foodie Beauty, current energy, isolation, and destruction. Spirit said deception and envy. Deception and envy. To be
You know what? I'm looking at that card, Neo, and the deception and envy card. Like, I'm looking at the person's face and they're looking over, like, the bombastic side eye. Like, I see you. So, deception and envy, but no matter how much you try to deceive and put that mask on, somebody else is going to go, I see you. I see you. You can try to fool me, but I still see you.
be forewarned is to be forearmed. This card comes at a time when individuals or conditions aren't what they appear to be. How well do you really know the people around you? Are they telling you everything you need to know? In business, make sure you gather all the necessary information so that you're aware of and understand all the facts before continuing. You've worked hard. Don't let others take from you what is rightly yours. Unfortunately, some people may be envious of your accomplishments. This card also represents a time of sudden and unexpected changes, or when plans that you're undertaking may not turn out exactly the way you envisioned. Have a plan B as a fallback strategy to prevent future problems.
And that's her problem. She never has a plan B because she convinces herself that her chaotic plan A will always work. And it never does. She thinks she's being smart by standing between two doors and keeping both doors open. But how much stability is there on either side? If you're putting all of your hope in two people that are around you that are both crooked and shady and they're out for money and they're not good people, and neither are you, by the way. But if you're putting all your hope in those people, how much success are you going to have, Chantal? How much are you going to have? If you're building something on quicksand, you gotta know at some point that whatever you're building is going to fall. It's going to sink into the sand because the ground was not stable to begin with. You are not being careful. and selective about what you do and who you're around, and it has cost you. That primal self, those primal feelings that have been guiding you and mastering you and being all over you and telling you what to do, they have led you to some bad places and bad people. And maybe in a sense that's karmic. Because once upon a time, you did have some good people in your life who didn't do you wrong, and you did them wrong. You did the major wrong, Miss Serial Cheater, cheating on Pete with several people to the point where Pete, as much as he loved you and as much as it hurt him, he even said to you, I don't care if you're with other people physically, just don't leave me. He said that to you. And you left him anyway. You went over to another man, and while you were with that other man, you were getting money from Pete. And the other man I'm talking about is BB. You were with BB, and you cheated on BB. BB was a good man, too. So you've had good men in your life, Chantal, that cared about you. You didn't give a doggone. You're acting like a spoiled brat, wanted to have your cake and eat it too, and you thought you could do wrong and get away with it. And then you didn't get away with it. And you ran back to Pete's. Not because you loved him, not because you cared about him, but because he was the one with the good credit and the good job, and you had a bankruptcy on your record. And so you used him and his good job and good credit to get into the place that you were at in Canada before you went to Kuwait. You're all about using people. And I think part of your insecurity and jealousy and possessiveness and control is that part of who you are? Maybe. But I think part of that is those who cheat, those who lie, those who hurt people, they were always afraid of the boomerang coming back around at them. They do not want others doing to them what they've done to others. They're always running from the consequences of their words and of their actions. So to keep that boomerang from hitting them on the back of the head, they are controlling and possessive and insecure and jealous and keeping their thumb on somebody, keeping their foot on their neck. That is so you. You may be a stage 5 clinger and possessive and a type of stalker, always have been since you were young. But I think part of what you do is motivated by knowing you've done a lot of wrong in this world and you don't want to pay for it. You think that by running to another country, you're going to escape it. Girl, it doesn't matter if you run to the ends of the earth. When it's time to pay, it's time to pay. You got to settle up all your debts. Sooner or later, you got to settle them all up. You got to. It's just how it is.
Use this card as a reminder to be prepared. It's better to be safe than sorry. In the last couple of readings, I have acknowledged that there's something coming. It does feel like this person is pulling over a mask, masquerading as a friend, but really an enemy.
Ooh.
Not my business. Not my problem.
Yeah, I keep feeling that too. Like something's in the works, y'all. She's being way too secretive. And there's only one time when Chantal shuts her mouth and doesn't like run at the mouth. When there's something going on in the background that she has to keep quiet. She can't talk about it. Because if she talked about it, it would get her in big trouble or it would cause trouble to come to her. But I feel like there's something major going on. Eventually, we'll find out what it is because Chantal cannot keep anything to herself. But for right now, she's keeping it under wraps.
Chantel. Foodie Beauty, moving in love and light. Spirit said it's in the middle of the deck. Heal the ouch. So you've been troubled, in pain, and you can't fix it. You can't reach the source of your dilemma. You can't heal the ouch. Reverse this card as a message urging you to make amends for any harm you've done to another. Appraise yourself honestly. How have you been selfish, greedy, or inconsiderate of others. Have you harbored resentment toward those who have harmed you in the past? Practice deep and radical forgiveness in order to be free.
Heal the ouch, man. That's going to take the rest of her life. I'm not saying it wouldn't be worth it, but the amount of hurt that Chantal has caused to people, to animals, the pain that she's caused, it's, whew, whatever time she's got left, I don't know how long she's going to be on this earthly plane, but she's caused so much hurt to so many people. She would have to devote herself full time to healing the ouches that she's caused, the wounds that she's caused. But I think it'd be worth it for her to have a moment of self reflection, to look in the mirror and face herself and just put down the masks, all of them, burn them, and then just be herself. If she burns all the false masks of who she is and what she's about, and just face the world with her bare face, and look the world in the eye and say, I'm an awful person. I've been so awful. Have a moment of confession with herself, with other people, and really make amends. Like, by facing yourself, by acknowledging the hurt that you've caused, the things that you've done, there can be some healing. Maybe for her, maybe for some of the people that she's hurt. And don't come to people, Chantal, with that false feeling, that false sense of, I'm saying I'm sorry, but I'm really not. It's never a good idea to say you're sorry unless you really are. If you don't feel regret and remorse about what you've done, don't even bother apologizing. Wait until you actually feel those things.
To know healing, you must surrender your old hurts and begin anew. Forgiving yourself and loving yourself is important too. Be humble and willing to admit to your weaknesses. Know the importance of the human personality. Walk tall as you take the path of the shaman, the wise elder who is willing to go into the shadows, doing that shadow work to bring healing light to old wounds. And hurt people. And so if you don't heal yourself, you end up carrying and harboring that hate. And when you're walking along the path that you are taking, you are spewing that as well.
True. Absolutely true. Thank you for saying that. Hurt people hurt other people. And she's caused a lot of pain to people around her.
Okay, not my business. She's a grudge holder.
Mm-hmm.
She's confused, going this way, that way, go back.
Yep.
Spirit keeps saying she's always partying and she's extra triggered right now. She has some fake smiles. She's bankrupt.
Ooh. No lies detected. Every single one of those cards that pertains to her, spot on. She ain't got no money.
She's a divination abuser.
Oh, right there. That card, divination abuser. Chantal, why? Why? Why are you playing around with the spirit world? Why? Let's have an honest conversation, Chantal, because I know you're going to watch this. What do you think the spirit world is going to give you at this point in time if you are dabbling with spirit and you're abusing spirit? The spirit world, it's much different than the earthly plane. But it's very similar in the sense that if you hurt a person, are you going to get what you want out of that person later after you hurt them? The spirit world does not have human emotions. I just want to make that comparison though. Like, if you are approaching something with a sense of disrespect and wanting to use it for ill-gotten means and ill-gotten intentions, bad intentions, do you honestly think you are going to get what you want? No. You're probably going to get the boomerang on the back of your head. You are on this earthly plane, and everything you need to have a happy life is here. It's within you. And it's your fault if you don't have what you need. because you are not reaching for it. You are ignoring everything that's been shown to you, all the warnings shown to you, all the advice given to you. People have pleaded with you. I keep hearing that they pleaded with you to get better, to seek help. You don't listen. You have the power to fix yourself, and you're not doing it. So, what can the spiritual world do for you if you're literally cut off from it? And then you cut yourself off from it, and then you turn around and say, oh, by the way, I know that I'm cut off from you, I'm not listening to you, but I want something. Do you honestly think you're going to get what you want when you're being so disrespectful to the spiritual world and you're trying to use it for ill-gotten means to get people to love you or go after people? No, ma'am. Not going to happen. All you're doing is making bad energy for yourself, and you really need to stop. And you need to stop involving people that don't need to be involved in your business. Because any energy they expend on your behalf is not going to work. It's not going to work. You heard my warning, Chantal. You heard me. You may not be listening to me. You may be looking at me and saying, oh, she is just a reactor. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I gave the warning regardless, because it needed to be given. You choose to listen or not is up to you. But you need to stop fucking around with the spirit world. If you're not ready to take care of yourself, be respectful, be mindful, do some studying, know what you're subscribing to. Like you don't dabble. Okay, it's dangerous to dabble in things that you have no knowledge of and you're not trying to get knowledge of. Dabbling in anything is dangerous. You're not even a true scholar of what you're trying to tap into. You're not doing the research. You don't have a code of ethics, nothing. All you've got is this primal need that you want fulfilled, and you're trying to use any and all means to get it done. Stop it.
I've been telling you guys she's into it. She has fake accounts, and there's proof of her fake accounts. There's evidence, and it's going to be coming out. Spirit is also acknowledging that she does a lot of scarcity tactics, tries to scare people and or distract people, disrupt their lives with the information that she has. Spirit is acknowledging she is a spiritual hater, hates on your spirituality like
a spirituality hater. Again, like you're a spirituality hater at the same time you want the spirit world to give you stuff. What?
Light, magic, and power. Spirit is acknowledging that she's also an impersonator. She takes on different personas. She's a cock blocker. Okay, not my business. Spirit said there's something else going on. She has some bad habits. This reading is electric. Seriously, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Again, spiritual hater comes out. Bad habits, drug addictions, toxicities. Okay, Spirit says on top of the deck. Moving on. Thank you. Next, marrying for money. This person is ignoring you and she is fed up, even though she's a player in the game. Same shit, different day. Now she's reflecting on the dirty offer that she gave and or someone else gave her. Okay, she's up at night with bags under her eyes, nightmare, paranoia, anxiety, unable to sleep, sees things under eyes back. Spirit is also acknowledging that she needs to go to the doctor. Second.
Oh, this is the part where we go, whoop. Y'all look at that last card. Caught a case, sexual infection, sexual disease, rash. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my. Look, that could go either way. She went home to Canada. I don't know if she spent some personal time with Natter, but in the past, she did catch Gano from Natter. So he's not a clean person. If she played with Natter, she might have something again. But it could also go the other way. If Salaza play around, run around it could be either one of them. But Chantal, what are you doing? Girl, what? What? Ugh. Stop.
In time. Spirit is acknowledging that she needs to go to the doctor. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. This could be an infection, be that sexual and or a disease, a rash of some sort, sending her love and light. Okay.
So there's something wrong, y'all. There's something wrong.
Again, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Okay. Foodie beauty, current energy. How does she move in love and light? Thank you, Spirit. Now, second time we hear apprenticeship and study. Study and apprenticeship. If you want to figure out what you need to do some work. The Spirit said, matter of fact, you need to get up off of this course and go to school. Then something else I already say, student, you need to learn something. Take your time and focus elsewhere. And this might be a time of extensive research in order to build your skill set. Spirit wants you elsewhere. And as you can see, this person is on the computer. Um, but the best students know that they are forever. The best teachers know that they are forever students. Air sign energy. They want you to think in a different light. They want you to get off of this path. They want you to focus elsewhere. This feels like there's another course of study that you could be really potentially great at, but you're choosing to stay on this side of the grass because you think this side of the grass is greener. And they're like, no, 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 no. Fine.
So it sounds like Spirit is trying to say to Foodie, she's not listening. Chantal, this YouTube thing, you had a good run, okay? But it's over. It's trying to pull in the direction of do something else. Okay, you got to do something else. Have a backup plan. Have a plan B. Expand your education. She's not listening, though. She wants the easy life. She wants to sit on camera and eat a meal and film it and make money with it. She looks at regular work, like being part of the workforce, as something for peasants. Because if she were to do regular work, that means she would be like a lot of us going to work. And she wants to be above. She wants to be in her tower looking down like a queen, like I'm the queen and they're the peasants down there working in the field and cutting down the hay and cutting down the wheat and running around doing stuff. She's very nose in the air, elitist. Whatever we do, she's got to do it better. She's got to have more money. She's always reaching for stupid things to say that she's of a higher status somehow. Well, from everything I've seen, Chantal, everything you've done for years, trying to elevate yourself away from everyone, none of that has made you happy. And when you elevate yourself, you know what that means? That means you isolate yourself as well. You've isolated yourself. And how happy are you in that isolation? It's okay to come down from that tower and be around people and associate with people and have friends and go places and do things. It's healthy to socialize. Too much isolation, and it can be very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. But you're so engrossed in I've got to be better than everybody else. If everybody else is eating grocery store food, I have to eat takeout. If everybody else is riding around in cars they got to pay payments on, I got to buy a new T-Mobile. Everybody else is working, I got to take a trip abroad just to prove that I've got that kind of money and I can buy somebody. I mean, just ridiculous status symbols that nobody cares about. And at the end of the day, bring you no happiness. Is it worth it? No. But you convinced yourself that it's worth it, even though it's brought you much misery. And there's the lesson. There's one of the lessons right there. Reach for the life in reality. Fill it full of happiness and you will experience happiness versus creating some fake fantasy life and trying really hard to make people believe it. if you have a happy life, you don't have to have ridiculous arcs. You don't have to lie. You don't have to buy anybody. You're just living your life and reporting on the things in your life, and that's all you have to do. How simple is that? It is so much simpler. So, do you want a fantasy life that you have to work harder to maintain and try to get people to believe and you try to sell it to them, or live in true happiness where you don't have to work? It is what it is.
Find something else to focus on. Okay. Foodie Beauty current energy. Four of Wands. On the surface, she's acknowledging that she lives in a happy home. They're very excited. They're loving. They're happy. They're joyous, etc. On the bottom of the deck, this is her hope. This is her manifestation. This is what she wants. This is the fire in her belly. This is what she's desiring in the area of business, but also in the area of passion. In the middle of the deck, Spirit is acknowledging that she needs to use her intuition, that she needs to focus elsewhere. That there's something unattainable in this, that she needs to focus on spirituality, moving in love and light. What's next for Foodie? Judgment.
Ooh.
Judgment is what's next. An awakening, a self-awakening, coming to a sudden realization. Spirit keeps saying forgiveness. Subconsciously, this is because of the Queen of Wands. There is a woman coming through who is getting ready to put your ass together.
Ooh. What? Oh my. So she's going to put Foodie together versus tear her apart. That's interesting. That's really interesting, Neil. She's going to put her together. She's going to tell her the business.
You know, they say Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. The king horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. There's somebody that's getting ready to they about to, what?
Girl, it's okay.
Fire sign energy in the area of business, also in the area of passion. There's this female energy coming through. She is vivacious, passionate, funny, attractive, independent, forgeful, okay, and optimistic. She's coming. That judgment, that awakening is because of her. Not my business, not my problem. And it's,
oh, you hear that, Foodie? There is a woman around somewhere. She's about to tell you the business. She's about to go to work. Okay? Get them chores done. She's going to clean you up, girl.
the Wheel of Fortune. It's karma. It's karma. It's chance. It's cycles. Good luck.
You know what? I do hope that woman, whoever she is, that she gets it done, and she gets it done fast, because this whole thing, it needs to break open. It needs to be busted open. It needs to be busted, period. Like, it's ridiculousness at this point, Neo. Something needs to break this whole ridiculous, chaotic cycle apart. She needs to be away from Salah. She needs to be on her own. She needs to focus. But she's a stage 5 clinger. She clings on to people. It takes extreme measures to get her away from people. And those extreme measures usually involve another woman getting involved. She was wrapped around Natter so tight she couldn't see straight. The only thing that stopped her from pursuing Natter and still pursuing Natter was the fact that another woman got involved. And there's nothing she could do about it. So maybe it might take another woman with Salah to get her away from Salah. Just put her in a position of, there's nothing I can do. I gotta go. But understand, Chantal, like, going is not a bad thing. It needs to happen. Okay? It just needs to happen. It's what's supposed to happen.
Good luck. What about this female energy? Again, judgment. Ooh. Okay, Spirit.
Okay.
What about this female energy, this fire sign energy? Spirit says in the middle of that. In regards to Foodie, yep, feels like a sacrifice. Trapped, indecisive, combined, sabotage, stagnant. This feels like the death. A death to ego, literal, physical. This is an issue. It's coming to an end. And Spirit said with the Four of Swords, you feel overwhelmed, fearful, stressed, anxious, needing to recuperate. hospitalization subconsciously with the Three of Pentacles. You're trying to figure out how you can put some things together to make this work. But they're working against you.
Oh, yikes. That's pretty severe. Like, all I keep hearing in my head is the hammer is about to swing down. The other shoe is about to drop.
Working against you. They're collaborating.
Oh,
and this is going to happen quickly with the Eight of Wands. Okay, sending you love and light. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
what an excellent reading, Neo. Very informative. Very informative. I mean, the end took me out, girl, like a knockout punch. I feel dazed and confused, but happy. I mean, listen, Chantal, look. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. And even if there's no other woman, if you're around somebody, whether it's a friend or somebody who's not a friend, who's beyond friendship, if you feel and keep feeling a level of unhappiness that never goes away and it just keeps increasing, this is spirit telling you this is not meant for you. This is not yours. You're not supposed to be here and you need to get gone. This is not the space where you belong. This is not the person you should be with. And as defiant as you are, as rebellious as you are, you can't fight against spirit. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to walk up there and say, I don't like your plan. I want a better plan. I want you to do what I want. Spirit don't care. It's going to do what it does. You can't tell spirit what to do. And honestly, you shouldn't change the plan. Because underneath it all, underneath the facade, underneath the fake smile and, oh, my husband, you know you're unhappy. You know you are unhappy. You're miserable. So why would you want to stay where you are and around the person that you're with if deep down in your heart of hearts, you know you're unhappy? Why stick with it? For ego? For vanity? I think you've reached a crucial point, Chantal, where, forgive my language, y'all, fuck vanity, fuck ego. Do what's right for you. If vanity and ego are wrapping around you and creating a barrier in a wall to keep you from getting better, it's time to punch a hole through those walls and get back down to spirit and rebuild again. If the main focus is vanity and ego and that's become your tower and you are in that tower and you can't get down, it's time to bring the tower down so you can move, so you can grow. You can have some breathing room. Oh, the air is fresh down here. I didn't recognize it up there. Yeah, time to come down. And if you don't want to come down, spirit will find a way to get you down. Understand that. So that's it for this react. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I will leave a link for Neo's original video in the video description. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.